Okay, greetings from the Whole Elephant Institute. Today is January the 16th, 2020. Flushing community. Mom is heading out to the Chinese supermarket to grab some things. In the past several days was very, very intense, busy work. As you notice, Mom was sending a lot of information about a event upcoming, and the central theme is regarding to help to awaken the American general public by providing and gradually perfecting a platform allowing people to use the format of debate to talk about their understandings of the subject called capitalism, socialism, or communism. And Mom was reviewing what is being posted on the internet on this kind of debate forum, and noticed a lot of problems. Yeah. Well, Mom told the organizer of this event, Mr. Lowe, who is a Trump supporter in the community, and he used to be on the other side. He used to be connecting with the Chinese Communist government and had a lot of ties with the CCP personnel in America. So then he decided it's no more, and he had to make a decision regarding which side to stand. And he chose to be standing on the side that he considered to be for the traditional values. So he wants, to do something to help the community, and he wants also to, in every regard, rectify what he has done wrong before. So he's now dedicating a lot of effort to try to do education, and to try to also be involved as a political figure, I think. So in any regard, recently Mom started to meet a lot of people in this Russian community who actually are very common people, mother, grandmother, they started to feel the urgency to do something, to make some changes, and to make a stand, primarily due to their own life occurrence. For example, a mother stood up now, very active in supporting President Trump. It's because her daughter's school started to be infiltrated and start to lose the kind of standard that she was expecting to, help her daughter to have. So when she started to see this kind of downsliding and systematic, swing to the left, that's what people call it, to the left, she noticed chaos, she noticed degeneration, she noticed crisis with her good heart. So a lot of people just never was interested in politics, never interested in finding out who is doing what, who's for what. In the political realm, the American people started to realize that if they don't figure it out, and if they don't make the right stand, they may lose everything at this point. So that's what Mom's, experience recently in Flushing to see a lot of common people started to be interested in discussion, get together, protesting even, and have dinner parties, make some kind of forum, and starting to gather to busy activities that never for them was an urgency or of any necessity, but now they find it extremely as if it's their life priority. So I think this is a sign that this nation has truly reached to a critical point, and people are starting to be called upon by that urgency and to make a stand. When Mom was experiencing the urgent crisis back in the year of 2002, when Mom was awakened to the reality of the horrible crisis America was facing, and was trying to stand up and try to wake people up, and it was very, very much in despair. Yesterday Mom was watching the YouTube, Mr. Stephen Moore was in that interview, and he used the word, not shocked, but in despair. Yeah. So that was the state of mind Mom was in, I think, back in the 2002, that year. Dad was busy organizing party for you, and dragging Mom to conform to his way of understanding the world, which is to just enjoy your life, focus upon gathering your glory in the modern science world, and forget about forget about all those truth fabricating activities she had absolutely at the time not only no interest but wanted Mom to just shut down any connection with the team in Seattle who were urgently calling out to American general public, to people in the community, and telling them the horrible atrocity that was happening in mainland China, and to awaken the American general public's conscience and let them know that this is happening to good people, and you must make a stand, and if you don't, it will happen to you in every regard, right? All right, American people, many of them like Dad, oh no, that's none of my business, and I want to continue to have my good life here. I want to make money, and I want to just forget about what's happening over there, and even to the extreme to label also that the practitioners evil cult, follow the CCP, hate propaganda. Yeah, I think that is the reason today Dad has slided into the camp of the leftists. Why so many people, they are so blind? Why they only keep on talking about things that are based upon fallacy and propaganda, and they cannot wake up, as if they are possessed by some kind of evil spirit. That's what Mom started to keep on saying. Certain people, no matter how you talk to them with rationality, they as if are possessed. Yeah, they don't want to listen. and they want to shut their whole system down, you know. And so from 2002 to 2020, the lapse of 17 years has, you know, occurred, and how this country has been systematically infiltrated by communism in all levels. And during these 17 years, what happened to America? And during these 17 years, what happened to China? Yesterday, Stephen Moore said, oh, you know, China once upon a time, you know, also opened up and start to have free market and cause such blooming of economy. No, that is wrong, Stephen. That is totally wrong. Okay, inside of China, there was never ever a form of economy called a free market. That is exactly currently a very urgent message that really needs to be sent to the American general public. And many scholars, they really didn't understand what means communism, what means communist China, and what kind of system has been possessing upon a normal, you know, nation called China, and turn that into a communist nation. And once it becomes a communist nation, what can happen to the people in this nation? That is the really essential truth that all American people at this point must learn immediately. All the debates, when people start to talk about, you know, socialism versus capitalism, and the debate, and I looked at those YouTube things about the, you know, debate, the big debate going on regarding communism versus capitalism, and I looked at those scholars, the professors, or whatever, you know, people supposed to be the, you know, great thinkers or leaders in certain area, and supposed to have true knowledge, and they don't know what they're talking about. They're mixing up a lot of concepts, and especially those people who are for socialism, they really don't know what they're talking about. They really don't understand what does socialism truly mean. What's the origin of socialism? How does socialism ideology start to have a grip onto people's mind, and how that eventually, you know, have a grip over an entire nation, and how that turn into disasters after disasters and killings after killings, and how many people were lost in this whole, you know, trap of utopia society, and under the good name of equality, rights, peace, love, you know, sharing. And at this point, you know, this is a problem. If people can start to pause and just review the history, review the true history of the entire true history of the name called communism, the name called socialism, and look at how this kind of stuff starting to become so popular in the world, and now still is, you know, having such a strong grip onto young people's mind, and what is the deep root of the, you know, power of such ideology that generation after generation, when people were killed in the most horrific way, one batch after another, and caused the collapse of an entire nation, and you know, continue to cause the collapse and destruction of the great civilization, heritage, culture, and China is the most obvious case, you know. And why people don't pause and look at the history of communism and socialism in this world, and what truly, you know, is this live phenomena in the human world. What is the true nature of that? And mom has made a diagnosis several years ago. Not several years ago, as a matter of fact, was in the year of 2002. Exactly come back to that point, turning point in, October 21st, 2002. Okay, in October 21st, 2002. That day, I think we should really make a movie out of it, sweetheart. I really, really think we should, considering currently the state of awareness of this country and people, there are so many people just like Dad, right? Dad is a wonderful, wonderful, person, and he loves a lot of good things of America. But throughout this whole, drama that has happened in our family in the past about 20 years, and how our family has gone through this most dramatic change, and the tragedy of every person in our family, during this whole process. Yeah, look at what happened to Nana, what happened to Papa, what happened to Dad, what happened to Waigong, what happened to Waipo, what happened to Jojo, what happened to Mom, and what happened to Mom's friends in China, Mom's colleagues. This whole miniature community centered within our family. And in the past 20 years, we can see from that the whole big picture of what has been happening in America. Mom is walking in this Chinese supermarket. You can see this is the current state of human society, with such amazing piling up of goods for people to enjoy their life with. Is there any problem? Theoretically, should not have any problem. The goods are truly in large excess of people's needs. Things keep on piling up. Mass production. This is the sign of the society to be in mass production and mass consumption. And is people happy with that? No. Everybody is very busy burning up, right? Burning down their life energy every day, gathering, competing, wanting more money, wanting more of, things that they don't even know what they want. As a matter of fact, they just follow the flow, and they really cannot stop. It's almost like a machine now. People are somehow sucked into I would say, like the black hole. I would say it's just like the black hole. Everyone got sucked into it, right? Ready to be eliminated, as if the universe, has a mechanism, and whoever allow themselves to be lost in this whole ideology, this whole system that is dominating the world. Three things. Basically, it started the whole thing since the Industrial Revolution on the earth. And ever since Industrial Revolution started, and humanity as if gained the superpower to conquer the nature. And humanity has gained also the arrogance of wanting to totally put down a word called the divine God. And then there is this whole theory comes into the place called evolution theory, that only was a theory, was someone who has faith in God, have very profound, deep faith in God. And when he observed that there is definitely evidence for the change of species in a way that seems to be adapting better to the environment for survival. He just put together a theory that consider species actually can evolve, and the force that select the direction of evolution is fitness to the environment. And that theory very quickly was grasped by some people who actually has huge character flaw and a huge imbalance of their heart, and they are very jealous and very angry and even very hateful to see the so-called inequality in the world, that there are people because of industrial revolution are factory owners, and they basically has the power to keep on increasing their wealth, while those who was on the other end lose job and have absolutely nothing. And those two opposing force in the society starting to be driven into basically two so-called social classes that become the deadly enemy. You die or I die. I want to keep on exploiting you and making my wealth increase, and the other party said, I will then kill you, and through revolution get all your wealth and overthrow all the current existing system called human social structure, and want to turn it into a total so-called equality, utopia society that share everything, no private ownership. Okay, these two opposing force, as if was that truly opposing? No. As a matter of fact, this is the key issue now that I think, when people think about this phenomena, is that what is the true root of all this crisis? What is the problem? And without addressing the deep root of this phenomena that started to unfold in the human world, starting at the Industrial Revolution, and then eventually modern science started to take over the whole world, and the mankind started to claim that there is no such thing as God, and that there is only one thing, is called evolution, and the man is no different from animals, and man is evolved from animals, and therefore the ruling principle in the human society actually is class struggle, actually is encourage people to compete with each other, and those who have stronger ability to grasp more goods can survive. Those who are weak will be eliminated naturally in the whole competition. So fitness for survival. Okay, this whole evolution theory turning into truth and turning into dogma, turning into as if the guiding principle of the human world. So evolution theories, atheism, and modern science, the three forces starting to dominate modern people's mind. So when Mom look at the current debate about capitalism and communism, and look at those people, who are talking about these subjects, I think they are lacking this whole bigger picture of the unfolding of these concepts and the reason that they turn into such a, total two forces in total opposition, and the fundamental root cause, and what is the true principle that has been designed for mankind by higher beings in the universe who are in charge, are truly in charge of the entire human realm, how human realm started. That means how human beings are created, how human societies are planned, for what kind of purpose human society is put into place, following what kind of principles. And this whole bigger truth, that's the whole elephant. The one blind man do not know the whole elephant. They argue endlessly, about anything, about a toenail, about a tail, about a leg, about a tusk and the part that they have touched, and then they endlessly argue. Are they going to gain anything in those kind of debate? Nothing. Total waste of time. Not only they're not going to gain anything, but in the debate, if those blind men happen to be very, very skillful in their words, and they can even convince the audience that whatever the fallacy that they have been holding on to actually is the truth. And that is actually the danger exactly of this kind of debate forum, without a larger truth that can be presented to the audience and help to enlighten the audience. And any of those debates are just not only useless but also misleading, and also even could be totally poisonous. So that is Mom's understanding about the debate. And so, although currently those things are all happening, and Mom believes that none of those are truly helping anybody. And that is the reason Mom's starting to think that the Whole Elephant Institute, it is time for the Whole Elephant Institute to really, play the role of bringing things clear, right, to the people who are still in the dark. And Mom started to detect the crisis and felt the state of in despair 17 years ago. And Mom went through the entire journey and in search of truth. And it was a very long, arduous, and a very, very lonely journey in every regard, when everybody was all in the dark. But Mom has been able to, learn through following the great law of the universe, and through daily disciplined lifestyle, through, working on the perfection of character, right? To upgrade the mind, heart, nature, following the law of the universe, and day in and day out, searching for the truth. And so Mom's vision in every regard eventually can, started to build the Whole Elephant Institute. I believe that this is exactly also a divine arrangement, for the Whole Elephant Institute at the critical time to serve the purpose and help the people. Alrighty, Mom did quite a lot of walk around in the Chinese supermarket, and since doing the recording, the audience should not be bored. At least can look at all these wonderful Chinese supermarkets, whole variety of food. It is pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah, look at this supermarket right in the neighborhood of the Whole Elephant Institute. I think we really have the capacity to do some great event right here in this community, with all this wonderful collection of food. And so, what do you think? The Whole Elephant Institute campus in Flushing to host important education programs in this community. That's where Mom comes to shop for Chinese food. Already hot.